Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates. Hi everybody and welcome back to Safiyya Traders Bookstore's weekly book reviews, introductions, and this is Samil. This week we have with us a book of paramount importance. The name of the book is Social Justice in Islam, written by Sayyid Qutb. Social Justice in Islam. A couple of weeks ago, inadvertently I had a cordial conversation with a Marxist friend of mine. His name is Murugan, a very pleasant guy. So amid our conversation, he said something which made me a bit uneasy. He said, you know what, comrade, that's how he used to call me, though I don't share any of his activities, nor was I a member of any organization that he is affiliated to, but that's how he used to call me. He said, you know what, comrade, one of my friends, a religious guy, he once advised me that in the midst of your frantic, incessant social activism, social activities, be conscious of God also. Similarly, on other occasion, he continued, on other occasion, an anti-religious friend of mine advised me, be conscious not to fall in the trap of religion. Be conscious not to fall in the trap of religion. These are two different opinions, but I was quite a bit discomforted by them, in as much as the first statement implied religion to be nothing more than a bunch of rituals that has to do out and out with the mere remembrance of God through some routine mechanical rituals, and has no role whatsoever to play in the social, political and economic realms of life. The second statement, on the other hand, implied religion to be more or less an opium of the people, as Karl Marx stated, an opium of the people and nothing more. And therefore his statement, do not fall in the trap of religion. Before I divulge my stand as to why I avowedly disagree with either of these statements, I must admit that I see one statement reinforcing the other. I mean, since religion has become, or so to speak, made to become something to do merely with a cluster of mechanical rituals that has no solutions per se for the problems facing the real world, it has consequently become a trap, quote-unquote trap, for those espousing Marxism, Atheism, Secularism, etc. I responded to him, well, I don't agree with the former one who presumably says that remembering God and working for the betterment of the society are two different things which can go together. I disagree in as much as being conscious of God, remaining conscious of God means you are already exerting yourself for the betterment of the society. So being conscious of God and working for the betterment of the society are inextricably linked and can't be separated. As for the second guy's statement, I partly agree in so far as his understanding or views of religion are concerned, something inundated with rituals, which with its exclusivist and elitist traits comes down heavily on the socio-economically deprived, the impoverished and downtrodden of the society. So therefore religion eventually becomes a stumbling block, always trying to stymie the establishment of equality, fraternity and social justice. If this is how he understands or is made to understand religion, then I partly agree that such type of quote-unquote religion is more or less closer to what he called a trap. So thereafter our conversation deflected to other topics. So it's not my intention to lengthen this prelude. Suffice it to say that before delving deep into the subject matter of this book, Social Justice in Islam by Sayyid Qutb, I think it's relevant to share some information vis-a-vis the word religion and why I vehemently deny Islam to be called a religion. I consciously chose not to call Islam a religion. I would rather prefer to call it a way of life, or more precisely an ideology, because nowhere was a word equivalent to that of religion being used in the Quran. Instead, to describe Islam or to let us know what Islam is all about, Allah uses the word deen. The word deen is synonymous to something like a comprehensive way of life. So, Deenul Islam means an Islamic way of life, a comprehensive Islamic way of life or code of conduct in the social, political, and economic realms of life. Conversely, Deenul Kufr means a way of life, or let us say an ideology that consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or unintentionally denies Allah's power, presence, and authority in the day-to-day human affairs. You see, when we scrupulously traverse the pages of our contemporary history, we find the word quote-unquote religion per se to be a fabricated word of the colonialists. It encapsulates their own definition, understanding, and explanation of what a religion will and must do, and what a religion will not and must not do. More so, we move on to find that the word religion is nothing but a byproduct of the secularization of Christianity. To put it in a nutshell, by separating the church from the state, Christianity as a deen, a comprehensive way of life revealed to Jesus Christ by the God Almighty, has been severely constricted and limited to a cluster of rituals before promulgating it as a religion. So, akin to Christianity, the colonialists had put a great deal of effort to ensure that Islam must also be interpreted, understood, explained, and practiced by Muslims as a religion obsessed with rituals, void of any implications to the real affairs of life. This was, of course, an imperative in order for them to make perfect their settler colonial hegemonic agenda. To a large extent, they were indeed successful in their endeavor, we must admit. In our time too, a large proportion of the mainstream media which they are controlling are striving to ensure the status quo is maintained at any cost. So, amid the state of affairs, it is of prime importance to not only introduce a review but also to delve deep into the subject matter of this book, Social Justice in Islam, written by Sayyid Qutb. With this prelude, I must emphasize before I conclude that awesome weeks and months await us as we have planned to expound the book in great detail. So do trial us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. This is Samvil. See you next week in part 2 of Sayyid Qutb's Social Justice in Islam.